Hey, so today on Seeing Beyond the Bell, I want to take y'all to my childhood and to the darkness of like my scariest moments of witnessing what is beyond the veil. And so I grew up in foster care with no father or mother who even checked to see if I was still alive throughout it. And of course, I had like that longing, like of wanting to know why, because I couldn't imagine ever doing that to my own kids and not ever worrying about how they were or their well-being. So my journey has been literally through all of the confusion and everything. Like, God has really brought clarity to it, and believe me, I have been very much of a person who seeks the truth and questions everything. Of course, like, I was always scared, just going from place to place, house to house, not knowing, in foster care and stuff, and not knowing, because I don't know these people, and I don't, of course, feel comfortable or anything there. And um, I don't have a certain time where I can say I was saved or someone really taught me about God or Jesus and stuff, and I can remember a day that I accepted and was saved. It's just I have this knowing of Him, like, since I can remember. Like, my earliest dream started when I can't even believe it when I'm saying this, but I was 4 years old. Like, it's unbelievable to even think that a 4-year-old could experience this. But when I do the calculations of how it happened, like, my sister is 4 years older than me, and she was school aged, and I wasn't old enough for school. So I had went to a garage sale with my birth mom, and a Ouija board was there. And I have always been, what they call an old soul, like wiser than my years or whatever, and been a very sensitive person to spiritual things. So I known from a little one not to meddle with what's beyond, because I've always felt such a strong connection to the unknown. So, of course, my birth mother was like, oh, well, they're, selling a Ouija board for like 10 cents. And I was like, no, you probably shouldn't get it. And she's like, oh, you're too little. You don't know nothing about it. But when your sister gets home, it takes two people to put their hand on it to play it. And so when she gets home, we'll do it. So she got it anyway. And that night we didn't have electricity and stuff anyway, because she never paid the bills or whatever was the case. And apparently they did something, because that night I definitely felt the attack of an open door, which, of course, at 4 years old, I didn't know what the name of it was or what was going on. But I had a dream that my mom and my sister were outside at a full moon, and they were digging up a grave. and they were trying to help a dead woman come back alive. And they said that they needed my help. And I said, no, there's no way I'm helping no dead woman come back alive. Like, and so in my dream, I just like ran into the house and got in my bed. And the woman grabbed me. Yes, she grabbed me while I was in my bed. And I woke up in real life because of such a, like scare of this happening. And even when I woke up, like I was seeing just like spots of this dead woman's head, and she had like staples in her head. I just remember just her head. She didn't even have a body. She just had a head with like staples in it. And it scared the living crap out of me. I didn't have no one to comfort me. I, couldn't wake my mom up to tell her, or, I just remember thinking like I'm never gonna go to sleep again. Like I can't go back to sleep because this woman, she's gonna get me. Like if I ever go back to sleep. So even as such a young child, I remember just like I'm gonna eat or drink whatever I can to make me stay up as long as I can. Like it's the only thing I could think of. Like never had no one to really teach me about God or anything. And yeah, I was all alone. But, of course, my plan didn't work to stay up forever. And I did eventually go back to sleep. And when I went back to sleep, it was peaceful. And I remember this dream too because God was there. And like back in the day where our parents would watch like Wheel of Fortune and stuff, like my dream was the Wheel of Fortune game. Like the devil and God were playing Wheel of Fortune against each other. And it was not no fights. Like they were just playing the game. Like one was on their side and they're spinning the wheel like normal, just playing the game. So this is like the earliest remembrance of God revealing himself like to me through a dream. Even as a child, it all adds up. Like as I went through foster homes and stuff, and I was always scared or in unknown places, I would talk to him in my head just like this is my best friend, and he would just calm me down, and as everything would be all right. So another thing, I've always had a deep connection with music, like, and it was always like the music was just like speaking back to me, or whatever I was going through is songs like literally following me in my life. And I didn't know what it was, or how to think of it as a child. But as I've matured into my purpose and my relationship with God, because of the power and the things that He has showed me, is insane. So, expect the unexpected with me, because the route that I'm going to take, y'all, is nothing typical about it. It's all above and beyond. So, one thing was like my biological father I would hear things that he was going through also in the music. So, I thought maybe I had this gift because my biological father had, something to do with it, and I felt a more of a connection, I guess, with him, because like he understood things in the spiritual realm on a higher rank than everyone else too. So, um, my journey of finding out the truth about this is a big thing in my life. So now it gets down to when I was 17 years old, I was just like getting out of my juvenile life that I was sentenced to in foster care because I didn't have parents. And I went to spend the night with my biological grandmother, which was be my father's mom. And she was really nice. She had a room all set up for me and stuff, with like even little sexy lingerie and stuff on the bed. And I was like, oh look, grandma's cool and stuff. So she was with a man that was not my biological uh, grandfather, because heard that my biological grandfather was actually, his name was Johnny, but they called him Tiny because he was a giant. And that's all I really knew about him. I knew that he was a very strict and like military type person. And my grandmother told me a little bit about him, but this experience of this night really, yeah, was really crazy. It was in a house in Cheneyville, Louisiana, and the man that my grandmother was with, he gave me a cell phone. Like, he said he'd never used it. It was like a work cell phone or something that had never been used, and I could use it, talk to my little boyfriend, do what girls, 17-year-old girls do at my age. So I was like, okay, and this is like back in the day, all right, where, okay, let me just tell y'all, that night I already felt something was eerie about the house. It was an old house, like so old that it had like, the skeleton keyhole door locks or whatever, that with this old skeleton key things for the bathroom doors, or all the doors in there. So my room was connected to a bathroom, and the bathroom door just kept on like creaking open, and I just would shut it and keep talking to my little boyfriend on the phone, telling him, look, stay on the phone with me, it's just an old house and it's kind of creepy, and it's just how I'm feeling, so just stay on the phone with me. And I would just shut the door back and just okay, so it continued doing that, and then I continued saying the same thing, and then the cell phone started hanging up on me, like lose complete connection. So I was like, oh shit. There was a house phone in my bedroom too, like, with the cord that goes to the wall. So I picked up, the old cord phone, and I dialed the number, but I hit one number off. And I'll never forget this. Like, I knew I hit one number off, so I immediately hung up. Like, I did not even let it ring at all. I just hung it up, dialed the right number, and then began to talk to my boyfriend again on the phone. It was like, this, I don't know, just stay on the phone with me. It's kind of weird. But this is the point that gets me, okay? The cell phone starts ringing. Yeah, the cell phone is ringing, and that was enough to startle me. Like, what would the cell phone be ringing for? And when I looked at the cell phone, this is where it went above and beyond. Like, I looked at the cell phone, and it was the one number off that I accidentally just hit, but I hung up on a house phone and did not even let it ring, okay? So I'm like, okay, this shit is impossible. There's no way this could be happening. All right, you got me. Whatever you are, okay, something's here. And it made me realize that, okay? Like, there's no way I could deny it. It's not just a creepy house with creepy doors opening. This thing just freaking called me on the cell phone. Like, there's no way around it. I don't know how the freak I slept that night, but I did, okay? And when I woke up, there was every one of my grandmother's pictures as I'm walking down the hallway. All of them are slanted sideways, just sideways. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So then I walk into the kitchen, and my grandmother's sitting there drinking her coffee, like everything's normal. And there is a vase that was on top of her refrigerator, and it is shattered into pieces, still on the floor, okay? And so I'm like, hey, grandmother, you see, like, your vase is shattered, and all your pictures are slanted. Like, when I walked down the hallway, like, all of them are slanted. And she's just like, oh, like, I know, like, the train, it does that every night. Like, the train comes through here, and it just does that. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like, thank goodness. Like, I would so love to believe that. Like, I really would. But, like, can a train make phone calls too? Like, please tell me that the train can do that too. And then she was just quiet. And the man that she was with was like, you're right, Leah. Like, this house is haunted. Like, everybody in Cheneyville, Louisiana, they know that this house is haunted. Like, everyone moved out. Like, nobody would live here. Like, people have tried to live here before, and they're like, screw this. This is not the place for them. But get this, Leah. Your grandmother, she moved in here, and she stayed. And so, you know what? Everybody in Louisiana started saying, like, she must be pregnant with the devil. Yeah. I mean, so, yeah, like, the words and stuff, like, cut me to my core. I was like, what? I'm immediately trying to take up for it, or, you know, like, why would people say that? Like, it's a baby. Like, it wasn't even born. Like, because, yes, I'm feeling like, I mean, I know God, and you can't be telling me that this is where my father come from. Like, that just can't be, right? So, yes, it was an experience. And plus, I didn't know, like, why are you blaming the haunting on him either? Like, I didn't ask any more questions though, because I did not know, and I'm 17, and I really don't want to know no more at this point. Like, I'm like, I don't even get, like, how this answers what called me, you know? Like, how does he have anything to do with this? But at that age, like, I really just didn't want to go any further on this topic. But as a part of my life, you know, things always come full circle. Like, you never can totally run away from the truth. So that's what I've been born to be, is the truth. Regardless of whatever it is, like, I am gonna be the truth. That's what I was made for. It's what I was created for. And I thank God that there is a God and there is a higher force and love and Father that has fully accepted me and brought me into the truth with power and glory, you know. So this is my story, and it brings so much wisdom and so much, you know, blessings and stuff that God has gave me. But you know, I needed to you know, experience the truth for myself. Like, I was hard-headed at believing that accepting that was the devil, probably for too long. Like, but in 2016, like, literally all hell hit me. I was in 9/11 trials and stuff. Like, another thing is, like, murders, okay? Like, throughout my life, like, the music sang about, like, perfect description of the murders, like, he had been involved in and he had done, like, and so, like, I would know that was him, like, and so it gave me a extra gift of discernment of through the spirit of the dark forces and stuff. So my story is very, very interesting, to say the least. Okay, how do I say this? Like, okay, he always calls himself, like, Merlin, the greatest sorcerer that's, you know, behind the veil of reality. And, you know, I don't know what really sorcery or any of that really meant. You know, I just knew that he was, like, connected in the music and stuff with me. So I went, like, half of my life, more than probably half, with trying to defend him and think the best of him, because I was really trying to defend myself, I guess. You know, I think we as people tend to do that. We tend to, like, I knew that I had a heart for God, and that I had a higher calling. I guess that's why I was called by darkness at 17, you know, because it is a spiritual battle of trying to take credit for the truth and, you know, who we are and stuff in life. So I had to literally go through all of these things, you know, just to get to the truth of the matter. And so I just want to say that, you know, we can't trust, like, we're in a time right now where, you know, everything has been, you know, manipulated and stuff, and it may be hard. It's hard to trust anybody or anything, you know. Those times have just gotten darker and darker about, but, like, God literally always shines a light. Like, I am, okay, in 2016, when things came at me, like, literally like a flood, like, this was part of my awakening. And of course, like, I didn't understand, like, why is all of this, like, coming at me and stuff, you know, because I didn't fully understand, my exactly who I am and what I'm here for. So, and another thing is like light and the power of truth and that surrounds us and stuff has been veiled. Like people are always talking about like why are you listening to the devil's music and stuff and you love God and everything. And I was just like, I didn't know like how to explain it and stuff then, but I knew it was God like that I was hearing. I knew that it was literally God and me mixed in to the music. And yes, there was sorcery and there was murder and darkness and stuff, but um, that's not the author of what the music is for. Like it is for healing, it is for God's children, but we have to see beyond the messenger, beyond the idol that you put on a pedestal and stuff, to see the God within, is exactly what God called me into all this. So everything that just seemed just crazy and stuff, like God is bringing all the truth into the light with purpose and exact, meaning to it. So I would never think none of that stuff would really matter. But here we are with about like wondering what technology and these other forces and stuff are. And we need, God's people perish for lack of understanding. And I totally understand that now. Like so many times I would have just gave up. Like everything is just crazy. Life is just hopeless. Like, I don't have parents or anything. I like literally hold the burden of it all. And to look with normal eyes, people say, look, this is impossible and stuff. But God has literally showed me the impossible to be possible. Like I have witnessed angels and demons, like, or whatever you want to call them, but there was a literal warfare broke out into my apartment in 2016, and my full length mirror like shattered by itself. I had an angel knickknack whose one wing got broke off and was just gone. And I had a dragon TY beanie baby, and its wing was ripped off and gone, like never to be seen again. Like all the signs are here. The microwave plate continued to spin because of the power of the the forces